these mediums that we're on. Let's see. Let's get Instagram on as well. All right, Instagram and the Thaddeus Matthews YouTube channel is where we're working. Good evening to each and every one of you. We'll be going live momentarily, and I'm running into the studio this evening with a very, very interesting show. Thank you for taking the time to be here on the most controversial show on the planet. We are back for the time being on Facebook. And for those of you who are coming in on social media who may not have been here ever before, this is a live, turn me up, live television talk show that we simulcast. Turn me up, Linda. Turn me up. Here we go. I got anything to drink?
20 seconds.
They don't get it right.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
And just when you thought it was safe, it is absolutely tonight, positively not. And good Tuesday evening to you. I am the one and only, I'm Thaddeus Matthews. And welcome again to Still, the most controversial, the hardest hitting, the rawest, most provocative, non-filter, making you think talk show anywhere on the planet. So glad to have each and every one of you back. We are still out of Facebook jail. I spent 30 days there. In fact, last year I spent probably about 9 months out of the year, because sometimes my views and opinions upset some folk, and they get upset and they go to reporting and things of that nature. And I always say, if I'm saying something that you don't like, why you watch me? Why you go to the trouble of going to social media and going to television, which you have no power over, to watch me and listen to me if you don't like me? I don't know, it's just crazy. You know, I've spent the last 34 years in broadcasting. 34. Probably out of that 34 years, I've spent about 32 years as a radio talk show host, then a television talk show host. I've investigated and I've been a part of many, many local stories. But I guess I find myself now intrigued with the Lorenzen Wright murder. 7 years ago, I had a radio station, WPLX, and we were just new on the air in 2010. And this story was the breaking story. Lorenzen Wright basketball great. Local boy does good. He was missing. His body was found, I believe, July 28th of that year. Bullet riddled. A man that was over 200 pounds. When they took his body to the morgue, when they found him, he only weighed 57 pounds because of the total decomposition of his body and his organs. I sent a young lady by the name of Denise Dean, who was working for me at that time, to the scene. We were the only broadcast facility that went live from the scene. I mean, people were turned on all over the city because we were the only radio station that was there. 7 years ago, I predicted from just watching and looking at the things that Sherra Wright was saying on television about the 3 men who showed up at the house in trench coats in July when it was 98 and 100 plus degrees that year. That Lorenzen, these guys had come to threaten Lorenzen. When she stated that he was going to flip $100,000, he had drugs and money with him. Then she was seen at night barbecuing, but no barbecue, just a fire in the pit. I called it out 7 years ago. Sherra Wright is responsible for the death of her husband. Many people said back then, Thaddeus, you shouldn't say that. You're wrong. In fact, I've had a couple of friends to call me here in the last month and said, man, you called it 7 years ago. So I've stayed involved with this and for 7 years. The police in December arrested a guy by the name of Billy Ray Turner. In looking at it, we found that Billy Ray Turner was a deacon at the, what was the name of that church? Out there in Collierville. Okay. Mount Olive, that's it. Mount Olive out in Collierville. That he was a deacon out there, and he had taken Sherra Wright to the church, and she felt the calling on her life, and Sister Sherra became Minister Sherra Wright. I have a friend of mine by the name of Taj Yarrow, who went to school with us, who said that she went out there to the church for a little church gathering, and she saw Sherra. She went to school with Sherra, and Sherra looked like she had been sick, and she said, oh, the Lord's been good to me, and my man took care of me. Sherra, where your mind at? She pointed to the pulpit, Taj says, and Deacon Yarbrough was up there straightening out the mic for the evening program. We went on to find that he was also her yard man and had been her yard man for a period of time. Lorenzen and Sherra were divorced February 3rd, 2010. He was allocated to pay $26,000 a month child support and to give her $10,000 a month. The records are sealed. You know, I've tried to get my hands on them, but those records were sealed by a judge, which is strange. Can't get my hands on them, but there was enough public information out there that disclosed a lot of the facts. Lorenzen comes up missing. There's a lot going on. I noticed prior to finding the body of Lorenzen Wright that a woman who had spent years with a man, a woman who, even while he was in high school at Booker T. Washington, an older woman going by and picking him up and grooming him, I guess, into intimacy. The mother of his 6 children didn't seem, what I would say, overly concerned. Even though you were divorced, you would think that here's the father of my children and he's missing. Where, oh, where is my Lorenzen? I again said that, oh, Sherra had something to do with it. Sherra, who the next year from Allstate received $1 million policy, and she just went through the little $1 million. She was bold enough to go on TV and talk about her ring would get a house or something, and her earrings would do this. She even wrote a telltale book. Sherra, who married Shelby County Deputy Reginald Robinson, stayed married to him for 7 months, then moved out of the house that he shared with her house in Eads, took his dog, and packed up a truck. Sources say that, oh, Billy Ray was there helping her pack up the truck. And she went off to Houston with a guy by the name of Kelvin Cowens. That relationship didn't last long, and last year she married a guy by the last name of Robertson in California. Purchased a $500,000 house. Then comes December, and Billy Ray is arrested. Initially charged with just first-degree murder. 10 days later, Sherra was arrested for first-degree murder, conspiracy, and attempted murder. And we go on to find out that there had been an attempt made on his life, wanted to kill him in Atlanta. The weapon was found in a lake, Walnut, Mississippi. Ain't that far? Been in the lake how long? We don't know how long it's been there. I don't think that the weapon was there for 7 years. by an unindicted co-conspirator. That means the other person that's involved that has not been indicted, because then some things would have, his name and stuff would have to come up. I'm told that the last name is Bridgeforth, that may be right, may be wrong, that he was a part of an organization and he got upset when somebody died, and he told him, he's already cut his deal. But we heard the police say that they have evidence that Sherra was at the scene of the crime. When I look at the autopsy report and I look at the number of shots that were fired in the head and face area, I'd say that, well, this was a crime of passion. Somebody really mad. That's not the usual style of a man that commits murder. He just shoots you in the chest, or if he shoots you in the head one time. But to repeatedly, at least 8, 9 shots in the body, that's somebody that really wants you dead real bad. They don't just want you a little dead. They want you a whole lot dead. Sherra's back in Memphis now. Billy Ray says that he's innocent. Sherra says she ain't do it either. But what is the evidence? What is it that places Sherra at the scene? And I know every newsroom in town is locked into this show right now. Boy, come on, because we got to get ready for the nighttime news. I kept wondering, what is it that places her at the scene? Sources had already told me that someone, that couldn't say whose, DNA was found on where they placed the body. That was barbed wire there, and they'd already cut the barbed wire and put his body there. That was the reason that it took so long to find him. This spot where they found him was Sherra and Lorenzen's freak zone. This is where you come and get your little freaky freak on. This was a known spot for Sherra and Lorenzen. But Thaddeus, what is it that places for sure Sherra at the scene? What is it? Somebody contacted Daphne with something, and Daphne told me. I said, So I went and checked something out. And for 7 years, what ties her to the scene has been right under my nose. I mean, right under my nose. Never paid it any attention. Never. So tonight, I'm going to give you the proof that Sherra was at the scene when Lorenzen lost his life. And it's strange. It's been right under my nose for 7 years. And I never paid attention to the information. Never. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to provide you with that proof right after these commercial messages. All right, now let me see if I can get this thing here to working. Huh? Look, is this thing on?
Is your volume up? Remember,
Oh, they hear some static in it.
remember James had told you to turn it down?
Huh? I need to turn down. I need to see if it's even working. We're in commercial break, those of you that's watching. Is it on, Linda? I'm not getting a reading off of it. Huh? Well, I'm not getting anything out of the, it's on. Which, they in there. It's not picking up. I might have to, Linda. I might have to do it off of the microphone and the speaker.
Okay.
Because I'm not, huh?
Normally when you just reinsert it, you keep reinserting, nothing's been touched. It plays. Everything's attached.
All right, what I'm gonna just have to do is do it over the microphone. You might have to turn me up just a tad, yeah, on this mic, so that it comes up. Yeah, bring me on back.
1 minute.
Okay. I don't know why this, let's do this.
20 seconds.
Studios here in Memphis, Tennessee. Yes, I'm the pastor that plays the sultry, sexy,
10
down
seconds.
home blues.
Okay,
You don't
let
want
me
to
cut
miss
this
the
one
blues
off.
with the pastor here.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And we're back here on the Thaddeus Matthews Show. I was trying to wire it into the system. It didn't work. So I'm going to do secondhand. Let me, the information was right there. I want you to listen to something. I want you to listen to something. You got this mic up, some, Linda? Okay. I want you to listen. See if you can hear those.
Striker 911, where's your emergency?
I want you to go back and listen to something. I have listened to the 911 tape. I loop the talking part. I never listened to the talking part, but I loop the talking part. When you listen to the tape, you hear him saying, "God damn, Sherra." Okay? God damn, Sherra. Look, I'm gonna just, let me play it again. And I listened to it over and over and over and over again. I looped it. He keeps saying, "God damn, Sherra," is what he says at the beginning of that tape. And I was really trying to wire it into the system, and I couldn't get it to wire through the system. But you hear him when you listen to the tape. When you listen to the tape. And I never listened to the beginning of the tape. I was always listening for the shots. We hear the shots. I never paid attention to what was being said. Why would he call her name if she's not there? What? God damn, Sherra. Yeah, we hear the shots. We've heard the tape with the shots. And I was already aware that this tape is much longer than what you see on YouTube and all of that. And that there's more incriminating evidence. But I had never listened to the beginning. I never paid any attention to the talking. Let me see if I can do it one more time. Y'all can play it at home. It's all over YouTube and things of that nature. This is the loop I did where it repeats itself. Then well, let me play the actual 911.
Striking 911, where's your emergency? Hello? Hello?
That's the dispatcher. But at the beginning of the tape, there's conversation. Okay? Sounds like at the very beginning, the first phrase before he says, "Goddamn Sherra," you're hearing somebody say, "Shoot him." Now,
Striking 911, where's your emergency?
let's go back and listen to the loop again. Mm.
Striking 911, where's your emergency?
There's no doubt he's calling her name. Damn, Cheryl. And sounds like that. Dale, I don't know whether you heard it. It sounds like it says also in there, "Shoot him." That's the first thing it said, "Shoot him." Then it sounds as though there is some reluctancy by whoever got the gun. And then apparently, maybe she gets the gun because then we go through this rapid fire. Pow, 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 pow. I think I want to listen to it one more time. This is and I only did 19 seconds of it.
Striking 911, where's your emergency? Hello? Hello?
Mm. Let's listen to the loop again. Where he keeps saying the name Cheryl.
Striking 911, where's your emergency?
See, as soon as you hit 911 and we're in carnival dispatch and they pick up, the phone automatically starts to recording at the moment that the line is picked up. Less traffic in Collierville than the Memphis dispatch. Okay? But you hear the shots. But I sat at my desk and I played it over and I probably played it at my desk 40 or 50 times because I wanted to make sure that I was hearing what I was hearing. Damn. But then, when I listen to the tape and I hear him calling the name Sherra, I'm wondering why it took you so long. You got her name on Sherra, because I'm sure that in Lorenzen's mind, he could not fathom that the mother of his children, woman that he's been sleeping with and been intimate with all of these years, would do this. Damn, Sherra, goddamn, Sherra. Why are you doing this? And again, when I go back and I hear the rapid fire, I don't believe that the rapid fire came from a man. Now we know that there were two weapons there. Nicole Griffin, what you think you heard? I sat at my desk and I played it over and over and over and over and over and over again. I kept hearing more so than the damn and the goddamn, and I had to try to figure that out. I kept hearing Sherra. Sherra. Tomorrow live on the studio, we were supposed to do it today, but we missed each other. Wendy Wilson will be live in the studio tomorrow, the assistant to Lorenzen Wright. But I kept hearing the boys say, Sherra. Other than the money, is this a case of if I can't have you, no one else can? Wendy Wilson was his assistant. Wendy Wilson has given tapes, and I talked to Wendy a few weeks ago by way of telephone, but she's made her arrival in the city, and I'm going to have her on the show tomorrow night live as we talk about the threats that Sherra made to Lorenzen, that if she caught him with another bitch, she'd kill him. But you're divorced. Is this a mindset? If I can't have you, nobody else can. And I've always wondered about that mindset. Okay? I've always wondered, and I don't want you to tell me that. If I can't have, don't tell me that, baby. Go and find you someone else. See, when somebody tells you that's exclusivity. They want you exclusive. They want to hold you in their lives forever. You become their property. And I ain't never had none that good. And I've had some good ones and some good old good ones and some real goody goods. But I've never had none that I couldn't turn loose. Because, yours was goody good. I might get the real goody good. I can't understand the attitude, the mindset of if I can't have you, no one else can. Why would she get? What was Lorenzen in town for? Okay, there had been conversation that his daughter was supposed to be in a recital, and I think that once he got here, he found out that there was not a recital. I think that Lorenzen was going to hit it one more time. Okay, hit it one more time for old time's sake. Probably had never stopped hitting it. That killer coochie had some drawing powers to it, and he kept on hitting it. He was living in Atlanta, going in a relationship with a young lady by the name of Alexis Bradley. But this was a premeditated situation. And it's apparent that Lorenzen didn't know about the attempt that her and old boy had already tried to make on his life. Because damn, I'm sure had Lorenzen known that she tried to kill him, he wouldn't have been out in the woods with her. Couldn't stop. Let's go to our spot. The children were at the house. She said that he had been there with the children, but that was their spot. Everybody that knew him knew that that was his spot. That's their spot. We going to our spot. We're going to get our freak on. We're going to lay down in the grass, and I'm going to throw your legs up in the air, and you going to go down on me, and I'm going to go down on you. We're going to do all them old freaky things for old time's sake. But there was premeditation there because she had already set the scene. Billy Ray is not the only person there besides Sherra. The snitch, as they would call him, or the person who's already cut a deal, who went to the law enforcement and went to the task force and told them where the gun was. Now remember, and here's why I say that the weapon was brand new in the lake. They had already, in time past, dragged that particular lake and found nothing. The FBI's swim team, that underwater scuba diver stuff, them were the persons that swam off into the deep and found the weapon in the water. Evidence. We found out now that there were wiretaps involved. Wiretaps. They had been listen, and this is according to the attorney yesterday for Mr. John Perry, who is the attorney for Biddy Ray, says that there's over 20,000 pages that he got to go through. That there were wiretaps involved. He did not release the names of the person, and he may not know the names of all the persons that they had wiretaps on. But it's safe to say that Sherra didn't get nervous about this particular situation until the last few months. Sherra thought she had gotten away with the murder of her ex-husband, the father of her children. Remember, 2015, Abigail Noel, the psychic, had already stated, and you can go back, it's on YouTube, when she did that psychic thing, where, you know, the medium thing. She had already stated. Now she states another guy's name by the name of Kenneth Brown. We know that Kenny Brown, and this comes from several witnesses, that Kenny Brown and Lorenzen had a fight over Sherra at the tire shop down on 3rd. What is it, Dubs? Y'all know where it is. Right across from the bulk mail center. Okay? She set up all of these lies. All of these lies. There's no doubt that this murder is premeditated. But I think even more than the money, she was a possessive, jealous, stalking woman. You'd had all these 6 babies. Lorenzen didn't have as much money as some perceived. House of Doves, thank you. He didn't have his reports already out that he had a little behind on the monthly money. She was living this lavish lifestyle. She had all of these men falling head over heels, excuse me, for her. She planned. See, the thing comes in now. The thing comes in now. How do you convince these men to go along with your plan? Were they paid an assassin's fee? Or were they promised something? What were they promised? We do see that in the lineup of all the money that she spent out of the $1 million, she spent $5,000 on lawn equipment. Oh boy, started him a landscaping business. Even had, I got a copy of his landscaping card. Why would Sherra need to buy a lawnmower and some landscaping? She wasn't the yard man. She had Billy Ray there as the yard man. Was some of that million, did she give him $5,000? For some lawn equipment? Did Billy Ray, what do you think Billy Ray got out of it? They were lovers. She the deacon, she the preacher. What did Billy Ray get out of it? What? Or was he promised we're gonna be together sometime? But let's go back. Mount Olive, even after Mount Olive, she'd have married two men. But when I listen to that tape, and y'all listen to it at the house, go and pull it up. Lorenzen Wright's 911 call. Go to YouTube and pull up. It's several versions on there. Pull it up, and when you pull it up, listen. Listen to the beginning. Listen to the part I've been missing for 7 years. 7 years, I missed that part. Damn, Sherra. He couldn't believe it. I thought we were coming out here to get our freak on. Come on, Sherra. Where these guys come from? This was a private moment with me and you. This is gonna be our thing. The fire that night, the grill, the cooking of the grill, wasn't no barbecue, wasn't no chicken, wasn't no pork chops. I believe that Sherra was burning clothes that had blood on it. Because remember, after they killed him, they had to move the body over behind the barbed wire fence, the barbed wire fence that had been cut the day before. That somebody cut their hands, and from what I'm understanding, there is some DNA off of the fence. But when you hear this man, the father of her 6 children, you got to be the coldest hearted bitch on the planet. You can't have no heart. You can't have no love. You evil. You just an evil individual. Y'all divorced. why did she kill him? You hear, you hear all of those gunshots.
Struck in 911, where's your emergency? Hello? Hello?
We'll be back after these commercial messages. Y'all enjoying the show tonight? Are you on my page?
Yes.
All right, anybody that needs to be taken off, take them off.
Oh, I'm on the phone, so it's only the ones I see. If I don't see them, I can't. But I've been on.
Do we have that folder with that autopsy in it? Do you have it in the bag? Huh? Huh? Do you? Bring me the autopsy.
This was in that one too.
Cool.
I said, this was in that folder too. I mean,
Okay. I'm reviewing and looking over again a copy of Lorenzen Wright's story. On Instagram, when the service started, this is not church, brother, and since you stupid, let me dismiss you from the page. Jesse 298. See, she won't be able to play crazy in this. The insanity plea is not going to work in this case. See, even if she came up and said, I'm crazy now, well, hell, well, you're crazy 7 years ago. Because her actions, well, let me do this for Instagram. Instagram only stays up an hour at a time. So those of you on Instagram, you got to come on back into the room. And to all of you on the YouTube channel. I'm gonna go over this autopsy report. And this man laid out in the hot sun. I'll see you tomorrow with that.
Last commercial.
When I put my hands on it, I'll call you. And if you're here, I'll come by here or we'll meet up. All right. Mm-hmm. I know some of y'all probably won't leave and go watch Donald Trump. But I'm going to review the autopsy report. Almost wrote that stuff all over again for nothing, didn't you, Dave? Well, I had to rewrite what I couldn't print off.
I wrote it. Yeah, ain't no almost, I did wrote it for nothing.
20 seconds. Seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
And welcome back as we are reviewing tonight, and I gave you the proof that Sherra Wright was at the scene. Listen to it yourselves. Pull it up on your various YouTube devices and listen to the beginning of the 911 call. And again, it had been under my nose all of these years, and I had not reviewed it. But you can hear him plainly saying, damn, Sherra, what reason would he have to call her name if she was not there? Here's a man, he was 34 years old at the time, basketball figure, celebrity, a man who had had wealth in his life. But his money was not as thick as some thought, because we also know that he sold 3 cars the year of his death, or the year before his death. But how do you kill a man? How do you do this? You're the cold hardest bitch on the planet. You got to be. When I sit here and I've got a copy of Lorenzen Wright's autopsy report. body was basically totally decomposed. He's laid in the heat for as many as probably 10 days. Total decomposition. The critters and the animals feasting on him. Case number 2010-0911, decedent is Lorenzen Wright, age 34 years of age. Date of autopsy examination, July 29, 2010. He was identified by his dental records. When you look at the pathological diagnosis, advanced postmortem decomposition with skeletalization, gunshot wounds of the head, bullet jacket and skull, gunshot wounds to the chest, 2 bullets in decomposed tissue within chest cavity, gunshot wound of right forearm, fracture of dismal right radius, bullet fragments and jacket fragments in soft tissue around fracture site. Cause of death, multiple gunshot wounds. Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but I want you to pick up on how treacherous and how evil this woman happens to be. The body was clad in the following: a pair of pants with a belt, a shirt, underwear, and a pair of shoes. Personal effects include a necklace with 2 tags and a white metal watch. There are multiple defects in the shirt, underwear, and pants, some of which appear to be consistent with bullet hole defects. Then this is, and notice it didn't say nothing about no cell phone. After they realized he had made the call, after it had been on for a minute, because this, what we've heard, okay, this that we've heard is not all of the tape. The markedly decomposed and nearly skeletonized remains are those of an adult male. The total weight of the remains is 57 pounds. We're talking about a man that was over 200 pounds. He was totally almost skeletalized. The length of the skeleton is approximately 82 inches. Rigor mortis and liver mortis are indeterminate due to the extent of decomposition and skeletonization. Some mummified skin is present on the left side of the head and face with short black hair in some areas of residual scalp. There are 4 defects in his residual skin as described below. The remainder of the head and the entire neck is skeletonized, and there are multiple defects and fractures of the skull as described below. Some residual fragments of decomposed soft tissue are adherent to the skeletonized areas. Natural detention is present with post-mortem loss of the medulla, incisors of, of the mandible, whatever that is. The torso is nearly full skeletonized with some residual decomposed soft tissue adherent to some of the ribs, vertebrae, and pelvic bones. It goes on, the extremities are partially skeletonized with decomposed soft tissue adherent to many of the extremities. And it goes on and on and on with all them big old medical words. But here's what you have. You killed your husband and leave him to the animals to eat up. Cold-hearted bitch. Not enough that you kill him and you go into overkill. You just leave him there. No remorse. No remorse. You couldn't have did it. You couldn't did all this. I'm reading. All this medical stuff. Oh. The summary and the interpretation of the autopsy report. Examination of the remains reveals evidence of multiple gunshot wounds. The findings are consistent with at least 2 gunshot wounds of the head, 2 gunshot wounds of the torso, and a gunshot wound of the right forearm. Additional gunshot wounds cannot be excluded. The cause of death is multiple gunshot wounds. The manner of death is homicide. Sherra Wright will never see the outside of a jail cell or a prison ever again in life. It was cold-blooded, it was calculated, it was premeditated. It was a situation of hate. A situation of hate. What makes you go that far? Was she jealous of his new relationship? Again, Wendy Wilson will be live in the studio. They'll text her the address to the studio tomorrow night. The judge has already told Judge Lee V. Coffey. Hey, he's so smooth. It's yes, ma'am. He's so nice on the, and they say he'll give you 100 years and smiling. Okay, that's 100 years. And go on to the next case. This is tragic. This is totally tragic. But there are children that are involved. And I was speaking with someone yesterday concerning, especially her oldest son, who I'm told is a mama's boy. I'm hearing that the children, and I'm hearing that 2 of the children are here with her sister, Katrina, who's running for office. And how do you think the children feel? How do you think this oldest son who I hear loves his mother, and rightfully every man loves his mother. And the person I was speaking with says, that she's had 7 years to brainwash the children. She's had 7 years to plant seeds in their mind. I'm told from a very reliable source, the oldest son was in town a little while ago, and out of the money that is in the probate, which the father, Herbert Wright, is over. Now, I'm told from somebody very close to this that the son came in town, he was given $25,000, and he left town. Do you think that during these 7 years she slipped up and told anybody? When she found the law, you know, strange things happen when you find the law. Did Sister Sherra, Minister Sherra, did she have a Damascus Road experience? Did she tell anybody? Has she confessed to anybody? Do you think she done talked to Jesus? Do you think she had a little, they say make everything all right. Do you think she's talked to the Lord and said, Lord, I'm sorry? She ain't even got the money to go get the lawyer. The lawyer made it very plain yesterday. Somebody said, Rhonda said she's talking to him now. The lawyer made it very plain on yesterday that, and Blake Ballin was outside of the court on yesterday, and made it very plain that she has not retained his law firm and the law firm of Steve Faris. See, we talk about with these two particular law firms on a murder charge, not only do you have, see, you got to get past three different charges, and they had a superseding indictment on yesterday for Billy Ray. Billy Ray had only been charged with first-degree murder. Now he's charged with the same 3 charges that Sherra has: conspiracy, first-degree murder, and attempted murder. It's going to come up about the plan of taking his life in Atlanta. I got to get a copy of that book, though. That's what I want. Anybody got a copy of the book, we got, please call me and let me just borrow it for a minute. I ain't been able to find the book. Maybe they'll check tomorrow and see if we can order it on Amazon or whatever that thing is. Is it called Amazon?
Amazon,
Amazon. Let's see if we can get it on the Amazon or somebody, because I want to read the book. Did she confess? Because I'm hearing y'all say it's a telltale book. This case is not going to be a case that Steve Harris and Mr. Ballin do pro bono. This ain't going to be free. Because if it was going to be free, it'll have been done by now. Somebody says $14 on Amazon. Okay. We're going to look that up and order that for me, Dale. She does not have a lawyer at this point. Now, do you think that her family is going to come up with the money? Because they ain't hired yet, unless they get hired today. The lawyer said, yes, they did it, that they ain't received no money yet. She has not hired them, which means ain't no money changed hands yet. And somebody going to have to pay them for these appearances that they've already made. Billy Ray got an attorney, John Perry, out of Mississippi, who also practices law in this state. But somebody has got to pay their lawyer. Now, here's another question. Why would family members, and I hear her sister got a bunch of money. I know she just got that $1.6 million grant, but that's supposed to be for the school, the health institute or health center, wherever it is, where they change you how to change the old people diapers and stuff. CNAs, okay. Why would a family go in debt? Okay. Why would a family go in debt knowing that you're going to prison? And y'all come over that Steve Harvey's wife. No, they've already said that that's a lie. Marjorie, it ain't Marjorie's money in the first place, it's Steve's money. And Steve Harvey's already come out and said he ain't. Why would Marjorie get involved in that? Come on. See, y'all need to think sometime before y'all even make these little city-ass comments and quit going by everything that you hear out there in the streets and on social media. She has no lawyer. And for an entertainer on the scale of a Steve Harvey to even get involved in this, it's harmful to what you do for a living. Why? But should the family, because she's not going to get a bond, okay? She's not going to get a bond. They're not going to give her a bond. Neither are they going to give Billy Ray. He's been sitting in there almost 2 months. They're going to give her a bond. She's a flight risk. Yeah. Sherra would sweet talk some Mexican, and they be on Buenos Dias. We on our way to Mexico with Senor Sherra. Let go, girl. Oh, you got skills or you got talents. Oh, uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. We on our way to Mexico. She would not get a bond. She's going to prison. And rightfully so. For what she's done, hell, she might as well go and get her a public defender. Somebody said, they'll look it up, and it's Mr. Tell Me Everything. I think that's the name of it. Look it up while you're over there and see, and go ahead on and order it. Because the guy on here said that he ordered it and got it. It was available the next day or something. Because I want the book. I want to read the book. I want to see exactly what this book is saying, and why is it saying what it's saying, and is there a confession? Because her name is Sherra in the book, and people are saying that the two books are compatible. Okay. All right. Let's take another commercial break, and we'll come back on the baddest talk show in the nation, the Thaddeus Matthews Show. Your number shows up. Is there something you want to say to me? Is there something you want to say to me? Okay. Ignorant as black folk. Huh?
I'm laughing at your viewers.
What?
They so determined that Sherra's gonna get off.
Who said what?
They're so determined that Sherra's gonna get off.
Who's determined the show gonna get off? Whoever said that on Facebook, you got to be the damnedest motherfucking fool on the damn planet to even think that Sherra's gonna get off. You're just crazy. You gotta be crazy. Damn.
They said the book only got 2.5 stars. You sure wanna read it?
Yeah, I'm gonna read the book. Order it.
I'm ordering. I'm pulling it up now.
I can probably read it in a few hours. Ty Brown, why would I unblock you? If I blocked you for a reason. You were probably stupid. Said something real foolish. So you will, I never unblock. I don't know who Craig Pettis had. It didn't do him much good. He in jail for life. Wait a minute. Somebody, wait a minute. Let me see what this is. Somebody loaned me the Mr. Tell Me Everything book.
It's on the digital.
His who?
It's digital.
I gotta read it on the damn phone?
You can read it on the tablet.
Except loan a book. Create an account. I ain't got no, how long?
So don't order the book, right?
Last
Hold on.
commercial.
Come take this and see if you need to create me an account. Somebody loaning a book.
I have an account.
20 seconds.
Well, take it before my 20 seconds out and bring it back to me.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
And thank you so very much. Somebody has sent me a loan copy on the computer thing. Loan you a book for I got to read by February the 6th. I don't like reading books on the computer thing, but I guess I will because I can't find it nowhere else. Okay. Because I want to. Wayne Hudson, you're almost gone, bro. How's he blocking me on? You can come on while the, even because I'm an expert on being blocked and being in jail, you can come on Facebook on a live and put your comment up and it can be seen while you're live, but it can't be seen once it goes off. Okay. Are you able to do it? Huh?
There are people that keep calling.
Okay. Well, hell, don't worry with it. Give my phone. I ain't gonna worry with it tonight.
Okay.
Do it on the, we'll do it on one of these tablets when I get off the air. And, because I am interested in reading that particular thing. Okay. But tonight, when we played the tape, we can hear Lorenzen Wright calling the name of Sherra. And I want you to go back and listen to it yourself. Somebody said, I have the book, you can get mine tonight. I'm off of Holmes and Rivers at night. Baby, I don't meet folk I don't know at night. Some strange things could happen if you came wrong. If you're who I think you are, you can call me when I get off the air. Because I do want to see it. Where's the husband in all of this? Where's the husband? He wasn't in court when she was in court. So where's the husband? Is this a marriage that, someone said I just emailed the link to the book to your email. Thank you. Because I want to read this book so that we can have a real conversation about the book. I'm sure the book don't end the way it's ending for her. But, you know, to all of these guys that she's been with, what was the magic? You know, I'm looking at an article here that Kelvin Cowens, a writer for the Commercial Appeal, and how he's talking about and he wrote this in December, how 9 months ago, Kelvin Cowens and Sherra Wright ended a 2-year relationship. 2-year relationship, wait a minute. Let me look at this other. Let me look at this marriage license that I got a copy of. He wrote this in December. 2 years ago would have been what? 16. 2 years of marriage, because she got married to Reginald Robinson. In March of 2014. But they didn't stay married but about 7 months. So then comes along Kelvin Cowens of Memphis. And he says, because I heard about it and I talked about it. So when I put his picture out there on the Facebook, way back in December, before I went to Facebook jail, he came back a few days later and he wrote an article. 9 months ago, Kevin Cowan and Sherra Wright ended a 2-year relationship that included them moving from Memphis to Houston, where they took up residence. That backdrop sets up a string of recent conversations between the two, including the last, which was hours before Wright was arrested on Friday, December the 15th. And this guy goes into his conversation with her, excuse me, on the 15th of December, prior to her being arrested. He said, I was preparing to go and celebrate with a friend of mine who was receiving a humanitarian award near the University of Memphis. I was running late. The program was set to begin at 6 p.m. and it was about 5:45 as I began to get dressed. My phone rang. It was Sherra calling from California again. Earlier that day, she had called to tell me that a local news reporter, April Thompson of WREG, was hounding her for an exclusive. She told me that she relayed to Ms. Thompson that if she ever had anything to say, that she had a connection at the new Tri-State Defender that she would speak through. That was me. Here we were on the phone again with Sherra telling me that she's not going to make a statement about the gun found in her former husband's death, nor say anything about the arrest of his accused killer, Billy Ray Turner. After a long pause, I broke the silence by asking her just what world she was living in these days. Your former husband was murdered and the police had found the gun that killed him and arrested a suspect. I assured her that it was unnatural for her or any woman who had 7 children with a man, married or divorced, to not comment on such developments. Now, one of the babies died or something like that. Fully dressed and driving to my engagement, I listened as she gave me at least 3 reasons why she was not going to make a statement. None of them came anywhere close to a good reason. And again, I let her know that her not speaking out was a horrible idea. I can remember past times when I told her the best thing to do, and she listened to me. Like when she asked me, should she do an exclusive interview for Fox Sports? And I said, of course, promote your book. I stood off camera, took pictures, and encouraged her to be strong, focused, fix your lipstick. But I can also remember times when I warned her not to do something and she did it anyway. Like when she bought a BMW X5 that we didn't need. Now, wait a minute now. Wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. What you say? Wait a minute. She bought a BMW X5. She bought it that we didn't need. We didn't need. All right. That we did. Or our past $15,000 Christmas, or the glass Kool-Aid jar from Target that the Wrecking Crew, AKA Lawson and Baby Wright, Sophia broke in less than 24 hours. So just as many times before, here we go back and forth on what was best. We dated for just over 2 years. She stepped right out of that other marriage. Okay. But this was the guy that the moving truck was at the house and Billy Ray was helping get moved. Okay. And I've only been broken up for 9 months at this point. Now, he wrote this in December. Go back. What was 9 months before that, Dale? About April or something?
It's 12 months a year, March.
March. And she married this other guy in June, July. That girl works fast. Somebody need to put that killer coochie on the shelf. Mhm. So this process was normal. I was totally zoned out while she gave reason number 4 of why she wasn't going to make a statement. My mind drifted to the many times she asked me through the years if I thought they would ever find the person that killed Lorenzen. I said, yes, someone will eventually talk and we will find out who killed him. I also believe she was crying because she was sad that he was okay, Kelvin. I always believe she was crying because she was sad that he was gone and that her question was genuine in nature. Only God knows how many times she side-eyed me after receiving my answer. Kevin, she spoke, as I snapped back into conversation, pulling up to my destination and telling her that I had to go. I told her that I would be praying for her and the kids as usual. I knew that she had remarried her brother, the Reverend Marcus Robertson. Okay. Had presided over a small ceremony. So I told her to focus on her new husband, Tim, and the kids, and to not worry about the media or the police and let them do their job. Less than 3 hours later, she had been arrested for the first-degree murder of her former husband, Lorenzen Wright. My oldest sister, Diane, alerted me to the breaking news. I never thought that she killed him, and she never told me she had anything to do with it. I had my suspicions. Wait a minute, bro. The man said, I had my suspicions, though. And I am indeed quite the journalist, but they were suspicions of cheating, not conspiracy. Missing pieces to what I believe was a hidden lover. She always had a hidden lover, man. Hell, you was hidden when she was married to Reggie. Not the city of Memphis' most famed homicide since Dr. Martin Luther King, right? I am now watching, just like so many others in many parts of the country. I am happy for Lorenzen's mother, Deborah Marion, heartbroken many times over for the kids, and completely shocked at Sherra's arrest and the insidious details. Damn. That's her lover who lived in Memphis, moved her out of her house with the help. Billy Ray helped load the truck. That's some strange coochie she got. You can get your man to load up the truck so that you can go to Houston and be with the other man. Damn. That's, what can I say? What can you say? What can you really say? What can you say about Sherra? And then Sherra got to think, she'll never get no penis again. Just think about it. After all that she said, I guess she had enough to store up for a while, but she'll never get any more. Probably got the women down at jail east fighting over her now. Mm-hmm. But you're a good one when you can get one of your men to help you load the truck so that you can leave Memphis with your new man and go to Houston. Billy Ray came through around all the other men. Even when she was married to Reginald, Billy Ray was the yard man even then. Magic. One of my old friends said, how she keep getting men to marry her. I can't get a nigga to take me to McDonald's. My friend, you better learn the skills of Sherra. She got skills. But what has her skills got for her now? What? I'm hoping that the sheriff and the people that run the jail east, don't y'all let none of the men that work out there guard her. Mm-mm. Nope. Y'all need to make sure y'all keep female guards on her. Okay? Yeah. Cause see, I can see her turning loose. She got voodoo coochie. She gonna cast a spell on one of them guards out there. He gonna unlock the door, the cell door, and the front door. And we'll never see Sherra again. Because she gonna call one of them other folks she been screwing, they gonna have a getaway car. Now I'm telling you, y'all think I'm playing. That's the reason they can't give her no bond. Because as sure as she get a bond, she gone. We'll never see her no more. But Sherra thought that she would never, ever be caught. She thought she had gotten away with it all. But you can run, but you sure can't hide. She's back in court on February 26th. I'll be there to see what is going on. I hope that you've enjoyed the information that we've rendered to you on tonight as I'm winding down. I want to remind you what's going on at the Naked Truth Liberation and Empowerment Ministries. We've got so many outreach ministries that we are trying to make sure that they happen. Remember now, I'm the cussing pastor, but I'm the pastor that don't get paid. I get no salary. Everything I do is for the liberation and the empowerment of people. We are now putting together a mentoring program for young girls. I couldn't get men to get involved so that I could do a mentoring program for boys. But the response has been great on those of you as women who want to be mentors for young girls. And our mentoring program is going to start on Saturday, February the 3rd, the first Saturday in February, okay? In March, okay? For young ladies from 12 until 21 years of age, from 12 to 21, from 12 to 21. Those of you who are less than 18 years of age, we must have parental consent for your mentoring. You're going to learn in those classes that are going to be held by women and going to be held by mentors. You're going to learn how to complete an application, how to apply for a job, how to dress for a job, those that are above 18 to 21. And I guess it's probably something you need to start learning anyway, even at 13 and 14. You're going to learn how to clean up. A lot of you older women over 21, y'all need to come for that one yourselves. When I look at some of the stuff y'all got on Facebook, y'all be posing and all the mattresses and stuff on the floor. Cleaning, cooking, sewing, hygiene, and then just conversations on life. Each of the mentors will be required to get at least 2 or 3 names. That's according to how many young girls show up to be mentored, with your telephone numbers out there, so that when these young girls in the street go through any type of trauma, but because let's understand, they're not getting everything that they need at their residence, at their homes, okay? Some of their mamas need to be in the mentoring program as well. We want to save lives of our young women. If you are a mentor, if you are a business person, you do not have to be affiliated with the Naked Truth Liberation and Empowerment Ministries. Okay, you do not have to be a part of that. We want to save girls all over the Mid-South area, all over the world, okay? Because at some point, once it gets established, we will be going live with the mentoring around the country. If you want to be a mentor, Naked Truth Ministries at gmail.com. Submit your information. Dale and the other people that are working on this will go through it. Don't call me, okay? I'm the pastor, and I designate people to do jobs. I'm not a woman, but you can see that. I've got people in place to handle that. So don't call asking for me about the mentoring program. If there is something that needs to come to my attention, when you call the church at area code 901-435-6161, area code 901-435-6161, that needs my attention, then that information will be passed on to me. And if I think that it's something I need to talk to you about, we will do just that. But Naked Truth Ministries at gmail.com. If you want to be a mentor or you want to be a mentee, if you've got a group of young women that you want to bring on the first Saturday in March, then let's do that. Also want to remind you that over the past month, even though while I was off of Facebook Live, over 200 and some of you have joined the Naked Truth Liberation and Empowerment Ministries by way of going to our website, Naked Truth LEM. Naked Truth LEM. You went to the site and you have joined the ministry because you want truth. You ain't looking for none of these Negroes that want to call themselves apostles and bishops and all of this stuff. You want the raw, naked truth. And that's what I give you, not only here on air, but that's what I'm going to give you on a Sunday. We're trying to do so many things, but you can become a part. You can go to the website right now, and it has, what's the name of that caption, Dale? Online membership. Go to the webpage, nakedtruthlem.com. That is the website for the church. Go there if you'd like to become a member, even in Japan. We got folk in Japan, we got folk in the United Kingdom, we've got a member down in Australia. You can join online. We're also preparing to do a 6-week summer camp that for $25, ain't no babysitting service, but for $25, is there age requirement on that deal?
Yes.
Oh.
5 to 12, they have to be school age.
5 to 12. We don't want nothing. We don't want your little toddlers and stuff. We ain't the babysitters. From who? 5 to 12. I'm glad I won't be in that either. From 5 on to 12, we're going to have people there. It's a summer camp. You're going to have activities, outdoor activities. It's going to be a back to the basics, 6 weeks, where they're going to learn with the little children how to shoot marbles, how to play with jacks, hopscotch. I'm going to probably get some of the little jumping things. It's going to be a summer camp for $25 a child. There may be some of you, what?
$25 a child per week.
Yeah, $25 a child per week. So if you got a child, that's $100 a month. We're going to be looking for sponsors also that for 6 weeks, that's $150 that may want to sponsor a child. So we'll be telling you all about that as we prepare to get ready to do all of these things for the community. Now, put the PayPal up there for me, Linda, as I begin to wind down. We need your support in what we're doing. Again, none of the monies go to me. They go to the ministry as we're trying to do things in the community to empower you and liberate you. In fact, on Sunday mornings, I don't do Sunday school with the old stories that we've been doing for 100 years. On Sunday mornings from 9 until 10, we talk about economics. We talk about God's financial package. We talk about insurance. We talk about investments. We're talking about how to get a business started, how to finance a business. I need your help and I need your support with the ministry. Go right now, $25 if you can. If you can't, $10, $15. If you want to do $100, do it. It is for the kingdom building. We're trying to build a kingdom down here for our people, not just up there on the other side where y'all call the better place. I want you to have a better place and a better time and a better life on this side. Will you go to paypal.me/Naked Truth Ministries? Okay? Now, I don't do no damn GoFundMe's. paypal.me/Naked Truth Ministries. If you believe in what we're doing at the Naked Truth Liberation and Empowerment Ministries, please send us a contribution, okay? paypal.me/Naked Truth Ministries. Don't forget about DMC Cleaners. Oh, yeah. I want you to go see them. DMC Cleaners, black-owned cleaners. They got a special on your shirts for 99 cents tomorrow for shirts that are unstarched, okay? If your shirts that are starched, $1.19. Call or go by DMC Cleaners, 62 Fairway. That's right there at Fairway and 3rd. They're open Mondays through Saturdays from 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. When you take your dry cleaning and you pay in advance, you only pay half price. Again, DMC Cleaners, 62 Fairway, right there at 3rd. 789-7983 is their number. Those of you who need insurance, you need insurance. We don't do no fundraisers for insurance no more. You need some insurance. Pookie and Bebe and Brumqueach and them, they act the fool, they suddenly get killed. And we ain't got time for your GoFundMe's. Call right now to Porter's Insurance. Get yourself some life insurance. 870-1326. 870-1326. 870-1326. And Brother Porter will take care of you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for being a part of the show. Elder Stephen Smith is coming up with a word for you right after the Thaddeus Matthews Show. Please contribute to the show. Make sure you tell all your friends around the world about the Thaddeus Matthews Show, the most controversial show on TV. Until tomorrow evening, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and top of the evening to you. All right, y'all winding down here on Instagram. Y'all ain't got but about 10 seconds. No way. My timing was pretty good with you all. Thank those of you on Facebook as well. Good night to you. And to those of you watching over here on this side and watching on the church site, good night to you all as well. And good evening to those of you on Facebook Live as well. 33.